Hello my little shovels and shovelets, welcome to GC2MT, and this is Major Tim. If you haven't heard of Shovel Knight yet, then what the fuck have you been doing? It's a revival of 16-bit era gameplay, and it's awesome. And, oh look, opening cinematic. Now, long ago the lands were untamed and roamed with legendary adventurers. Should really speed up the text. Of all the heroes, none shone brighter than Shovel Knight and Shield Knight. But their travels ended at the Tower of Fate, when a cursed amulet wrought upon them a terrible magic. Why am I going Scottish? And when Shovel Knight awoke, the tower was sealed, and Shield Knight was gone. For some reason I can only say that as Shield Knight. Poor Shovel Knight. Is he burying his friend? His spirit broken, a grieving Shovel Knight went into a life of solitude. Maybe he's just farming, not too sure. Who farms in plate armor? But without champions, the land was seized by a vile power, the Enchantress, and her Order of No Quarter. Ooh, a little bit of assonance going on there. Ha! Assonance. Now, the tower unsealed and devastation looms. A new adventure is about to begin. Shovel Knight! Yeah, so, get digging. Now, of course, the first thing you're going to note about this game is, well, 16-bit graphics, and they look friggin' great. The art design in this thing is awesome. I've seen a few other reviewers play this game, and saw a bit of pre-alpha footage, and just got excited immediately at just how vibrant everything looks. And, of course, the second thing you realize is that the music in this game is unfucking real. Just listen. I'm just gonna shut up for a minute. Just listen. I am having so many flashbacks. Games like Rocket Knight, Sparkster, a lot of your old Capcom games. Like I just can't get enough of this. The music in this is just absolutely amazing. And of course, very simple, straightforward gameplay mechanics. You pretty much jump and shovel. Jump and shovel. You know, that's more or less all there is to it. And then you dig. You find things and you dig. So, yeah, I mean, gameplay-wise, it feels a lot like Mega Man, or maybe more Mega Man than something like, say, Castlevania. You can see me here stopping, and I'm actually trying to break open that. Open Dale! I'm trying to open up that checkpoint, because you can apparently later in the game smash those open and get additional money, and money is really important. So, yes, very Mega Man-esque kind of controls, and you will even feel that the bosses have this very Mega Man feel as well. Aside from that, not necessarily the best knight simulator. I mean, I'm not going around, I'm not slaughtering and oppressing the peasantry, and I'm not forcing my religion on anyone else, unless of course my religion is shovel, in which case I'm enforcing the shit out of it. Oh, hello, dragon. Well, it's rather early in the game to fight a dragon, I would think, but I suppose a stereotypical knight enemy, and not too difficult. Yes, down he goes. Die, dragon, die. So not too difficult. Early mini-boss there. And again, it's all about getting used to the mechanics. I had no idea I could do that, by the way, the flicking the skull. That only happened that first time, but this is part called conveyance. This is something a lot of video game designers talk about in their design, so you'll note that there's really no tutorial going on here. The tutorial is simply designed into the game. It's the fact that everything in the game is all centered around teaching you in the first few levels. So you can see there it was obvious you couldn't go forward, but there was a crack in the wall. You know, it's not going, beep, press A to swing your shovel, press B to jump. You know, it's not telling you what to do. It's not saying, hey, look, there's a crack in the wall. It's going, you can't go any further until you pull your brain out of your ass and work out, oh, maybe I'm supposed to use the shovel, you know? One of only 2 fucking buttons that actually work in this game. Again, there is actually an inventory button as well, and that takes you to an inventory screen. And of course, treasure! We're searching for treasure, very Terrence and Phillips style. Cash is pretty bloody important in this game, and apparently musical sheets too. We'll come back to that, the music of course being such a huge feature, and yes, I notice now in retrospect I did miss some treasure just then. But aside from Mega Man and other things that I feel being challenged here, there's definitely a very DuckTales feel in some of the controls, and Zelda 2 for that matter, so you'll see fairly prominently there's this downward thrust attack, which is used to not only to dig downward, but also to bounce, so there's some more treasure. But you'll see now it's this this bouncing effect. So once again, very simplistic controls, really not adding too much in here. Nothing too special. Again, it's just jump, point, and shovel. But it's a very effective way of creating these little game mechanics that can be used in so many different ways, and that's what's excellent about this revival of 16-bit game design. That, damn you, break open, damn you! It's that great idea that you don't actually need to have super complex controls, and you don't really need to spend time on complex tutorials to get across complex controls, because you only have really 2 buttons on the go here. And this is possibly what makes Shovel Knight just so friggin' awesome. It's not just a 16-bit recreation, it's actually very much a modernization of those ideas. So they're taking good elements of game design from the 16-bit era, and they're actually combining it with more modern ideas. So for example, as you can see, this life-threatening jumping over pits, I'm not actually too worried because there are no lives in this game, and no continues for that matter. You will not be given a game over. This is something Nintendo could probably do with looking into, you know? There are certain holdovers from, say, Mario games and such, which are now considered quite sacred, but when you really think about it, does it really benefit a game that, you know, isn't an arcade port or something like that, and doesn't really... Oh, hello! Forgot about that guy. That little fella. Yeah, but do we really need to cling on to the things that were not good? Whoa! Must be where they were keeping their TNT. Yes, there definitely are some 16-bit tropes that never die, such as a crack in the wall indicating fucking explosions. Oh, and we go, so more treasure. So, yes, 16-bit tropes, good, not all of them, however, and good to see that they've basically dropped things that were useless. Another friggin' checkpoint. Fuck you, checkpoint, I will have you. No, I won't. Sad face. Yeah, so the importance of cash. If you're playing this game an awful lot, you will find that the real objective here is to build up cash, and it actually reminds me a little bit in some respects of Kirby's Epic Yarn in that they did take away the sort of the problem with dying in those games. Oh, hello, dragon. The problems with dying in those games was always that in old 16-bit games, I had to leave here, but the importance of cash is kind of drawing me back. There needs to be a reason not to die, and the reason for that is because in this game you will actually lose bags and bags of money, and money is really important. So it's actually an RPG as well as a platformer, and it really pulls it off again remarkably well. Everything about this game from the ground up is just so well designed. So you can see here a bit of a tricky little maneuver there, putting you in an unfair circumstance. These little bits of funny platforming here are quite difficult for me because I am using an Xbox controller, and being a PC nerd, yeah, Xbox not really my thing, so thumbs slipping around all over the place. Having a bit of trouble here with the frame rate. That's not anything to do with the game, in case you were wondering if that was putting you off the game. Nothing to do with that, it's my shitty computer and the fact that I'm frapsing. But anyway, more digging mechanics, Now, I'm not particularly far into the game, but so far I've found the enemy design, while kind of cute and nice, has been a little bit bland, but I've seen much further ahead, and design definitely gets better. So you can see here, little dragon, little bit bugs, there's the classic Ocker Jelly just running around doing nothing. But I know that the character design definitely amps up as soon as you get into the towns, and I can only begin to imagine how great it gets for enemy design later in the game. And of course, tit biscuits! Okay, so I'm dead, and as I said, death is not a huge thing. As you saw, the cash jumped out of me there. I actually skipped just ahead there. And there is a cool recovery system, so you note that that's over a pit, and I can actually just sweep out my shovel and scoop it all up. That's something I wish they had in Kirby's Epic Yarn, because I remember in that game, falling into a pit meant all the cash that you built up. You pretty much restarted the level as soon as you fell into a pit. You could get injured in 1,000 ways in Kirby's Epic Yarn, and you know, drop cash here and there, but yeah, falling into a pit. Oh, hello. I knew you'd show your face sooner or later, cerulean coward. Turn back, Shovel Knight. There's nothing here for you anymore. Stand aside, Black Knight. I have no quarrel with you, and I must return to the Tower of Fate. Your time away has dulled your senses, can't you see? The entire valley has been conquered by the Enchantress, and her invincible knights of the Order of No Quarter stand between you and the tower. None of that matters, because anyone after the Enchantress has to go through me. Steal thy shovel! Oh, you're laughing at me, are you? Haha, well, see if your laughter can protect you from the rape train. Yeah, you can very quickly see that the bosses here feel very Mega Man, especially that jump and dive. I think that reminds me an awful lot of Crash Man, I think from the original Mega Man, or Mega Man 2. Oh, he does love to laugh at you. We'll see how he goes. We'll see how he goes on sticking my shovel up his ass. But, and as you can see, like, as far as first bosses go, this guy is really not that difficult. He pretty much mirrors your own moves. Probably gives you a couple of pointers on how to fight yourself, to be honest. But, not particularly challenging. I think your first time around you might have some difficulty with him. He does outreach you, he does outjump you, and he throws a Hadouken. But unfortunately for him, not quite soon enough. And now the lovemaking begins. Ha ha ha, getting my shovel ready. Aw, yeah. Oh, he's up, and he's out of here. Typical boss pussy-ass pussy. And now, I think for my dream this evening, I'm going to select Gillian Anderson. That's right, it's time for a bit of Agent Scully. Settling down for the night. Oh yeah, Agent Scully. You can dissect me anytime you like, baby. Hey, you're not Agent Scully. So, Shield Knight. I actually don't know if she's alive or dead, or what they've implied has actually happened. They seem to imply that she's dead. However, I wouldn't be surprised if she is someone you meet at the end of the game, possibly as a boss. I would love to see her as an unlockable character, or possibly even a character for Shovel Knight 2. Some cool co-op options might exist there. And as a good little citizen... Oh, he gets up quick in the morning. I'm going to put out my fire over here. Because as Smokey the Bear Knight says, only you can prevent forest fires. Apparently you get rewarded pretty well for that. So there definitely are some RPG aspects to this game. As you can see, full map screen here. There is a village here, if I ever decide to actually go to it. Come on, go to the village. There we go. Halt! No weapons! We have enough to worry about without everyone swinging swords around. Ha ha, that's no weapon. Oh, it's just a shovel. You may enter, and don't forget, press up to talk to everyone. Oh my god, Horsehead Lady, it's Wotaken in drag, and he's looking for wild mushrooms. Hey, did that guy just make fun of my shovel? I'll show him. Anyway, so yes, there are definitely people to talk to around town. Oh, she's inviting me to the juice bar. That's a rather personal request. Cause no trouble, warrior. So lots of horsehead ladies. Oh, hello, female knight. Oh, I want to talk to her. Come back here, sexy knight lady. Let me pour your pauldrons. Some knights may look down on your choice of weapon, but between us, I dig it. Oh, yes. Oh, thank you, Shovel Knight. Thank you so much. We also, of course, have a bard here in town, and as you can see, the theming continues. The bard is also a knight, of course. Multi-classing pitches. And this is what the music sheet thing was all about. You can actually hand these in for cash, so they do give you a pretty decent reward. And it's also a bit of a collectible system in the game that you can actually unlock the music to play at any time when you're in town. This is something which goes very poorly in a lot of other games, but in a game like this with really the music as such an amazing feature, can't help but say it actually works quite well. So Bard Knight here is gonna play me a tune. Play me a dirge, matey. All hail the hero of music. What can a humble bard do for you? So yes, you can actually choose these songs, and you will collect them throughout the various different levels. It's, again, that's actually something I remember quite distinctly from Kirby's Epic Yarn, another game where the music, to me, was a big feature, and actually collecting the songs was kind of a personal thing for me, so I feel that this is another modern feature that has been implemented very well in the game. I would also like to see something like concept art unlocks. That would be another really cool feature that, once again, is usually kind of banal in a lot of modern games, but could be pretty cool here, especially with the really nice art aesthetic. No, you can't go into the building. Oh, hey, hello. Is that an aardvark? Oh, it's a dear lady. Well, I hope she doesn't fawn over me too much. I'm afraid I'm going to run out of health. I gotta get a meal ticket. Yes, the actual health upgrades in this, they are continuing with the trope of food as your health. So you saw earlier I picked up chickens and things like that, carrots, that type of thing. So to increase your health in this game, you need money, and that's what we've been talking about up to this point, is the importance of money. A goatitian. Oh, okey-doke. So here they tell you you can choose how to extend your mana and how to extend your health. And of course, basically, in order to get a health upgrade, you just really need to eat a really nice meal worth 1,000 gold. Wow, better be one hell of a meal, but yeah, so they're continuing there with that little trope of you're eating to regain your health. Now you're also eating in order to actually improve it, so rather than just coming across some weird heart-shaped gem. Interesting concept, and really well pulled off here. So he'll dazzle your palate in no time. Oh my! Oh dear. And as you can see, he's actually cooking up your meal. Presents it to you and everything. No appetite, you can't fight evil on an empty stomach, you know. Why, thank you, sir. And it's a salad. Apparently being a vegetarian makes you superhuman. I'll stick with my meat if that's okay. Ooh. And as for magic, it would appear that you need to use relics, so you probably collect relics throughout various different levels. I'm not sure if they have their own effect, but I believe you can buy them from this gentleman downstairs, sell them, and do whatever you want. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Geek Control to Major Tim for the next level. See you later!